all the work. Good morning, YouTube, Facebook, everybody out there. Good morning, Tina. Welcome, welcome. It's our Friday live show with questions, announcements, everything about Amazon and going to be eBay too now.
Yeah, because look, as I've said, if I don't get things back together, it's going to be the eBay Walmart show.
Yes.
I'm on silent over here.
Oh, I think mine is. Did you so now you applied for a Walmart store, right?
I applied for it this week. So I guess they have to call you and do this phone review after they do their background investigation, I guess. I've tried to get into Walmart several times over the years. I personally think I am blacklisted on Walmart. That's that's a phrase I use or a term I use. So I've told this story before on live long time ago. So a lot of people won't have known this story. But hi, Nicole. Hi, Reno. So I applied for Walmart years ago. I mean, I still was working at my job and was doing a new Amazon seller. And eBay was my jam at that time. But eBay wasn't enough for me to quit my job, right? Which is why I started Amazon. So I applied for Walmart. And me not understanding what my actual EIN number was, I put in a wrong EIN number. I don't even know where I got this number or why I was using it. I am sure once I figured it out at the time, I go, oh my God, that number is blah, but I don't know what it was. So in fact, to this day, my business bank account has that number on it, the wrong EIN number. The business bank account won't let me change the EIN number. I have to actually close the account, open up a whole new account. And to me, that's just a mess. So I leave it. But once I finally figured out that I on Walmart had the wrong EIN number, and at that time when Walmart was brand new for third-party sellers, you actually, have this person that was dedicated to calling you, and she kept saying to me, this number isn't right. And I'm like, well, that's what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Well, it was me that was wrong the whole time. So I just walked away from Walmart and I was like, oh, who cares? I give up, because this is my number and they won't take it. So moving forward, I don't know, maybe 4 years later when I realized, oh my God, this is my EIN number. I tried to get back into Walmart and that person who I used to have didn't message me anymore. In fact, I couldn't even talk to a human anymore. I tried to go in there and figure out how you can open up a case log like you would with Amazon, and they will not respond to me at all. So I tried to open up a Walmart account, like start all over again and use the correct EIN, and they ignored those messages. In fact, I even had you try to help me back then. That was several years ago.
That was a long time ago.
A long time. I don't even remember why it wouldn't go through then. I don't know if you do. But I feel like I don't know if you remember, but I feel like I'm blacklisted. So I did it again and, accepted my submission, my application submission. And it is in that review process where I wait for a person to, I guess, set up a phone interview. So we'll see if they do or don't take my application. I just don't know.
So I am in the midst of learning all the ins and outs of Walmart myself. I have a client who is having me take over his Walmart stuff, including advertising and everything over there. So learning that dashboard, which is, been in the works for well over a month before I was deactivated. So there's that. And then I got to figure out how to get the UPCs and how to do listings over there, because his already are on there. So I'm just managing the ones that are already on there. But then my stuff, if I want to list it, right now I'm just trying to get everything listed over on eBay. So I guess we should start the story here off on where we are in our deactivation and lawyers and updates with all of that. I wanted to share this, and I was trying to get it up, but it's not wanting to get up very well. So hold on one second. Let me see if I can do something a little differently. I'm going to go like that. Maybe go like that. No, my computer is just being stupid. You ever have one of those mornings where things are just not clicking the way you want to click?
Oh yes.
Okay. We're gonna try sharing that. It's not anything egregious, but this was this morning what I woke up to, and I don't follow this group beyond the buy box, but the post was Amazon cleaning up shop, over 400 emails in the last 24 hours, and it's notification of ASIN removal. So somebody posted that. The rumors on the board is that if you have any sort of bundle, you're on bundles, you're on multi-packs, anything that could be considered
Even
a bundle.
variation listings.
Huh?
And variation listings.
And variation listings are all getting slammed. And same with compliance paperwork. There was a ton. Somebody said they woke up to 154 compliance paperwork needed. So I haven't checked the accounts that I'm in this morning. But personally, today is my day that I'm going to hopefully send out my POA. And I wanted to share what I could with that POA for those that are in kind of the same boat. Because I have hired Hewitt Law, which is Casey is the attorney, and then her husband, John Charles. I want to make sure I get the names right here. John Charles is he specializes in writing the POAs. Casey has a lawyer degree. So take that for what it is. I've worked with them in the past. They've always done me a solid. So I'm trying to figure out, I posted it yesterday. I should have sent it to you and me. But Tina and I are in a group of other sellers. I found it. Haha. I win, internet.
Don't
right. Tina and I are in a group with a ton of other people that have been deactivated as well. And we cannot share really anything from that group because it's private, and I want to respect everybody's privacy, right? So same with my lawyers. I'm paying them money to write me a POA, and I can give you the general gist and kind of some of the outline of what they're writing for me. But, I don't want to, I'm paying them for this, so I can't really I'm not going to really resell or share exactly what they're doing. Their POA is my take on it stems from my talk with the lady at Seller Central from Account Health. And the Account Health lady said that basically I need to admit wrong on the wrong bundles, why they're wrong, root causes, go ASIN by ASIN, listing out what was wrong and what I'm doing about it, or how it does not violate the policy, and present that in a plan of action. And the lawyer broke it up. So he's got a plan of action, and then he went ASIN by ASIN, and it's 11 pages long. It's not a small document. The other thing that he suggested is to recall all my inventory and or get the listings deleted before submitting this POA. So that's what I've been doing for the last week. Getting everything recalled, which my husband said, remember, between 2 and 4, it's Amazon apocalypse. All the packages arrive. And then I'm getting those boxed and sorted and listed over on eBay and or figure out what I'm going to be doing with said stuff. So the POA he wrote me was not very long. It was like a page long. And then, let's see here. I'm just going to go like that because I don't know what else is on my screen. I got 8,000 things open. Now I just... Okay. If I could click right, today is not a good clicky day. We're going to go like that and add to the stage. He went ASIN by ASIN and said either it's not a bundle, it contains blah, 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 or it is a bundle and contains these components, etc. So it's a really long document, and I want to get my ducks all in a row and give it a shot this afternoon as soon as I make sure my account is cleared out, because you know how you do recalls and then it's like they don't all ship out on the same day. So I'm trying to get everything out and then also grab all pics and SEO while I'm at it. So I've been just copying and pasting and getting them over to eBay as drafts so that I don't have to redo pictures and everything while I'm there. So that is my kind of update. I'm hoping to submit that today, and then they're saying that rejections are coming really quick within 12 to 24 hours. So I assume I'm going to be rejected really quick, and that's fine. I'm just preparing for the worst. The other assumption is that they're not going to do diddly squat until after Prime Day, that they want to just kind of reject everything until after Prime Day. Then they'll start reactivating or, taking things serious. The other rumors are that the lawyers still haven't cracked kind of the code. Everybody in this group that we're in kind of has a whole bunch of different lawyers. We're all kind of in different connections, and those connections have connections, and the connections don't have like a winning combination yet on what's going on. So it's kind of a little disheartening there because there's a lot of silence on that end, which is not good. But hopefully the code gets cracked here soon. There's a lot of sellers affected.
Yeah, more than are publicly speaking out. And I think it's, like I said last week, I think it is because people in the Facebook groups, that they're also in are being very judgy about this and think that they know what they're talking about. And some of them really do not. Some of them are known people, either known very well in Facebook. Some are even some YouTubers. And I know some of their stores. And I can tell you, they have listings in their account that are just like the ones that we are being deactivated for, as they are touting these people that got deactivated are not following policy, and that's why. So, hopefully they don't have to eat some humble pie. I want to also say one of the things that the lawyers are asking for, or because Amazon is asking for it, is letters of authorization from your suppliers, from your products that you have. So, for instance, if you are on a listing that is 2 different boxes of Pop-Tarts and you don't have a letter of authorization from Amazon and you were dinged because you were on an improper, that listing violated bundle policy, they want letters of authorization from those companies. Fortunately for me, the listings that I personally created that were bundles, I am getting letters of authorizations from all of those companies. I only had one hard no, that they said they don't provide the letter of authorization. And the very frustrating part about this company is they sell to Amazon sellers. It is a wholesale account, and they know that I was buying from them to sell on Amazon. Yet they, company policy, they will not give letters of authorization, which to me is just not cool. And then the other company, I'm waiting for one more company to give me a letter of authorization. The man in charge was on a extended vacation due to the holiday, so he was going to be arriving back to the office Monday. So hopefully I will get that one soon. I have not submitted a plan of action yet, so I have neither been, denied nor granted. The lawyer I am dealing with has not given me a plan of action. So in the meantime, I'm just gathering up all of the letters of authorization I can get, anything that will help my case when the time comes to submit it. There are several other people using the lawyer I am using and are quite frustrated with him because he's not returning phone calls or emails. And some of them have taken it upon themselves to just write a letter of appeal for themselves because they feel like, well, I got deactivated, 3 weeks ago, and I've not even acknowledged Amazon yet on this. They're afraid that if I sleep on it too long and wait for my lawyer to get it together, will I not get my account back at all because I took too long? Nobody knows really what to do. So some people are operating on desperation or fear, urgency, right? Because this is our income streams. So, I did want to touch upon the feelings that are surrounded with some of this. I'm just really taking the patient approach. I don't like it. I've been staying calm. There are some points during the day where I feel kind of depressed. I'm not going to lie. Like, what if this is it? I have been very proactive. I have been listing on eBay like a crazy person, we have been outsourcing and listing on eBay every day. And then in the in between of that, I was contacting my companies, getting those letters of authorization, submitting it to my lawyer, saying, hey, does this one look good? Should any wording be changed? So on and so forth. So that's what I have personally been up to.
Can I share the generic letter of authorization request? The one that.
Sure.
Okay. This one's, I think it's different from what my lawyer said, but this one I believe was shared from you. But if anybody is looking for a letter of authorization request, you can kind of follow this template. The only thing that I added to it was some of the rumors is that they want verbiage saying that you are allowed to put their brand in your branded bundle. So let's say, I don't have anything around me, but let's say that you are selling Swiss Mix coffee, or not coffee, what it is, hot cocoa, and you're doing a hot cocoa bundle, and you have like a coffee mug and a packet of Swiss Miss in there, box, whatever. They want you to have a letter from Swiss Mix saying that you are authorized to put their product in your branded product, in your branded bundle. So if your bundle, the main item you're selling is the coffee mug, and then you've got maybe some peppermint or marshmallows and hot cocoa in there, they want a letter of authorization from every brand that you put into that bundle. Now, that policy is not written yet, but I believe when they rewrite their policy page, it will be on there. And I don't know quite how they're going to do that, because there's, like we talked last week, there's a ton of snack bundles, movie bundles, all sorts of bundles that surround many different brands and put many different brands in there. So
and with that being said, Amazon has never required this for bundles. They've never asked for it. There's no place to upload it. It's not like when you have, say, a toy listing or a children's listing, and they want you to upload that safety data sheet, right? Like, or if it's a battery operated thing and they want you to submit the type of battery and is it lithium and these things. There's never been a section for this, yet this is what they are requiring. So moving forward, for any of you who do make your own listings and you get your wholesale accounts, during setup of your wholesale account, at that time, I would ask them, hey, one of the requirements, I have a nice letter that I've been sending out, but, I would say, I know that this maybe sounds a bit silly, but one of the requirements Amazon asks of me as a third-party seller is that I have to have a letter of authorization from any brand that I personally am making a listing for, be it like their regular standalone listing under their brand name with their UPC code, or if you're incorporating it into one of your bundles. I would just kind of get that right at the time of opening this wholesale account. Because I think that in the future, this is going to be your insurance on Amazon. Really, every company I asked, with the exception of the one, have been like, sure, what do you need it to say? Oh, no problem. In fact, one, it's a pretty big company. Not only did the lady respond like the same day, there was an error on it. And I asked her, I'm like, I'm so sorry to bother you. Thank you so much for your effort in, giving me this letter of authorization. But can you please change this to this? And she said, sure, no problem at all. And she said, it was absolutely my pleasure. And this is all in email. If there's anything else you need from me, don't hesitate to ask. I mean, honestly, the suppliers have been so gracious with this. Oh, I do want to say I did have another supplier who was super nice and said that they are aware, I guess, of this. So I'm not the only person that buys from them. They wouldn't give me this letter of authorization because now they themselves as a company are even now going to change their policy with, third-party sellers. They were going to be having a company meeting. So my hunch is people like me who have been buying from them for years are maybe going to be grandfathered in as being allowed to sell on Amazon. And so I did not get a letter of authorization from them yet because they were going to be having a company meeting this week and then getting back to me on how they are going to proceed with giving out such letters like this. So they are one of my smaller suppliers. They were somebody I sold their items really heavily for a long time because they did well. But then that niche kind of petered out as many of them do. And I think I currently only had 3 listings in my account with their products anyway. So it's like, if I don't get it, it's not a big loss to me. If I do get it, I just feel like when I do my plan of action, it's like, here, yet another letter of authorization. I feel like that, the more I have, I feel like the beefier my case looks. That's what I like to think. I obviously don't know.
Yeah, the one lady at Account Health that I talked to said that letter of authorizations are going to be good. They will help you. They're not going to make your case live or die. They're definitely good to have, and the more you have, the better. So that's another reason why I'm kind of procrastinating, because I have not gotten my requests for letters out. I don't know if you can see, but my dog, this doggy right there, was in the hospital this week. We had our dog go down, so I've been in and out of vets, and she's on dope right now, which is why she's passed out kicking the wall. But yeah, I pulled up one other thing that somebody had shared specifically, and I think I can share this. Let me put this into the Word document so I can share if people are truly needing like screenshots. Huh?
Yeah, it's just, I know that we are really big on respecting people's privacy.
You want me just to read it then?
No. I know that that's what you're doing is copy, so I'm imagining this is from our group chat or something.
Yes, but it's not proprietary or anything. God, it's a hot mess. I didn't fix punctuation here, because anytime I see something, I kind of copy and paste it, one for Tina in my usage, but also like to share with you guys. So let's see here. Let's see if we can break this up a little bit. Where are we going then? Come here now. Okay, so he talked to seller support, and 2 things were flagged. One, he didn't provide valid ASIN UPCs for bundles, and bullets not properly created. So this is almost verbatim what they told me. So it lines up, and that's where it's great to kind of have connections, because it lines up with what I was told. It lines up with what my lawyer was told. It lines up with what Tina's going through. They said to visit the page, look specifically at bullet point 1 and 2, and I can copy paste this in the chat here. And let's see here. Bundles. Bullet 1 is bundles must consist. Sorry, guys. Bundles must consist of items that are complementary. They must either enhance the use of the items or provide convenience to the buyer. Bullet 2 must consist of multiple single items that can be identified by a unique ASIN or UPC that are sold together as a single offering. That is one that we've got a lot of gray area around that. Mm-hmm. But essentially, going back to my coffee or cocoa example, they want to see that the mug sells on Amazon. They want to see that the cocoa sells on Amazon. They want to see that the peppermint sells on Amazon, and that each one of those has a UPC and makes sales on its own, and then you are just combining it together. And that has not been anything they've ever talked about in the 10 years that we've been doing this.
That's right. And it's never even been in their bundle policy page.
No,
That's not even been a requirement, yet this is what they're saying is improper and they're asking for. So, some of our arguments would be, well, how has this been improper when you've never required it, one, right? And you just are requiring that now.
Think of all the back to school bundles that have, generic pencils or erasers, etc. None of those are compliant. And in fact, most of the bundles still out on Amazon right now are not compliant if you start looking at the fine tooth here. So let's see here. Include in your POA on how I did or did not violate the TOS related to bullets 1 or 2. They're looking for evidence that I have LOA from the brands to sell and create, which
That's
is exactly
get those letters of authorization now. Those of you who do make your listings, hey, even with your active bundle listings now, if you're not afraid to keep them going, go to your supplier, get those letters of authorization, and have them on hand, just to protect yourself moving forward. So we give you all of these tips to help protect you from what we're learning, despite no one having been reactivated yet. Another interesting thing is in our group, there are some people who had created listings that, anybody could have jumped on, like, 2 boxes. I'm going back to Pop-Tarts. I don't know why. I don't even like Pop-Tarts, nor do I sell them. But maybe they had a bundle listing of, 2 flavors of Pop-Tarts, and any seller could jump on the listing. They are the ones deactivated because that ASIN was flagged, yet every other seller that was selling on their listing is still selling on that listing and hasn't been shut down. So it makes me wonder if the listing creator is the one that gets deactivated, but Amazon will keep the listing up even though they say it violates their policy and let everybody else still sell it, which is odd. Some people have said now that they have been taken down and their listings are still active on Amazon, they have been hijacked by other sellers, and the other sellers have changed the brand name to whatever brand name they want, and they are now selling on the deactivated person's ASIN. And this blows my mind because, one, I don't know how they've been able to change the brand, and especially with Amazon's strictness, I just don't even know what trickery do they know, right? Or who are they sleeping with that works in Amazon? That one really perplexes me.
Speaking not about sleeping with people at Amazon, but kicking things up the channel here. There is rumor there's a new guy, not Jeff, but you know how you used to be able to email Jeff at Amazon.com. There's a new name, and it starts with an M, and I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it was not whoever the new person is. That is kind of who people are emailing if they're trying to kick it up. They're emailing him at Amazon.com. There's Twitter shout outs that are trying to get the executives. And the rumor, again, Tina and I, we're peons here, okay? So don't take our word as like gospel. We're peons, people. The rumor is that all the executives have gotten together and they know about this, and there's policy changes coming, and they just don't know. They haven't figured out how to filter and do the process, and that's why all the POAs are getting kicked back really quick. So, in the group, they've talked about arbitration, Better Business Bureau filings, class action suits. Like, something will happen. Either Amazon will find a crack and will be able to figure out what Amazon is wanting and get past the bots and the BS and get reactivated, or we will band together and start taking legal action. I mean, this is not something that all of these sellers are not just going to go crawl under a rock and go sell on Walmart and be done with it. There are people that are in our group that were $5+ million a year sellers that had to lay off their staff, have had serious financial implications. There's talk about how are they going to pay their rent next month. The funds that are held, the funds that get held, getting those back, it's like a 90 days after you're deactivated, you can start trying to get your funds. But even then, like, what do you do? And you're running a $10-20 million business, and all of a sudden you're shorted.
Yeah, it's not funny. These are people's livelihoods, and it's heartbreaking. There was something that you had said and it triggered another thought. Now I lost it, so hopefully it'll come back to me.
I hope so.
I know, because sometimes thoughts just go bloop in and out. I lose them.
No, it's not Andy Jassy. Its first name started, I think, with an S, and the last name started with an M. I'm going to look up Amazon Executive Board, but it wasn't that one.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. And this is interesting because there is, within a particular community, they have several courses under their umbrella, and one of them is bundling. And one of the persons who teaches this course, I know their store, and they are doing all the things that we have all done, and are saying that those of us that are deactivated didn't follow those policies. yet their store does the very thing that got a lot of people deactivated. So again, blows my mind. Well, what is interesting in this course, which is if you look at Amazon bundle policy, Amazon's bundle policy tells you, it lays it out on that page. In your title, put the brand name first. We're going to just go to Pop-Tarts again. Pop-Tarts bundled with whatever your thing is, right? That you're bundling with the Pop-Tarts. That is on Amazon's policy page for bundles, how to construct a title. Sometime early last year, Amazon really cracked down on being allowed to do that. I myself had those type of bundles with Disney related items. And so it wasn't allowing me to use like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Spider-Man in my title in the constructed way Amazon told you to do it. It let me keep my listings up, but I had to remove any possible IP complaint infringing words. So then I was going against Amazon's policy because I had to remove the brand name first, like they told me to do. But Amazon seller support is like, no, you have to remove that, and they would fix those listings. Once I sold out of those types of listings that were getting flagged, I just quit making them. That's part of my journey, what led me into private label only listings, right? So, and yet I still got deactivated with wholesale account. Like, I mean, as I've said over and over again, mine were in the safest way possible. So, Amazon is kind of violating their own policy to us by constructing titles the way they tell us to, and then they tell us that we can't, and then we fix it in the way that it shouldn't be according to their policy, and then they let the listings be active again. So I feel like Amazon doesn't know what Amazon wants. It's kind of like when you're with your significant other or family member, whoever you're going to go out to eat with, and it's like, what do you want to eat? Well, I don't know. I just don't know what sounds good. What do you want to eat? Chinese? No, that doesn't sound like. I feel like they're trying to figure out where they want to go eat, right? Nobody knows what they're hungry for. So it'll be interesting once this is all said and done, what Amazon actually wants. And once we know, we will tell you.
Yeah, we're here to share. Okay, so it's this guy that they're saying to.
Yes. I remember when I saw the last name Meta. It sounded like Facebook's Meta. I should have remembered that. Mm-hmm. At least I think you pronounce it Meta. Dharmesh Mehta.
That's the guy that they're saying that's the new email at Jeff. It's now email Meta at Amazon. But again, that's a rumor. Like, I'm telling you my rumors. So
yeah,
it could be wrong. It could totally be wrong.
But I may be right.
And then this is kind of what you were just talking about here. A lot of people, us, got this email or have gotten this email over the last 6 months, and Amazon wants you to go and remove the trademark term, and a lot of us went and removed the trademark term. Now they're saying that we're in violation because we didn't have the trademark term in there, and so it's
like,
very
because you told us to take it out.
Yeah. Imagine you have a back to school bundle and one of the items has like an image of Hello Kitty on it. And now they're like, oh, you can't use Hello Kitty in your bundle. Okay, I'll take the word of Hello Kitty out. Now they're saying that that's violating. So it's frustrating.
Yep. So hopefully, and for those of you, all of you watching, I know none of you are deactivated, or at least I don't think so. Those in the chat, I know, are not deactivated sellers. I'm sure some of you watching are and are being quiet, and that's okay. Much love to you. We're in the same boat. But for those of you who are currently active, take these things into consideration and examine your own accounts. That's we're not trying to spread fear at all. I mean, I think those that have been caught up in it are already caught up, is what I think, just like back with the whole generic scare. So I don't want to spread fear, but I just want to spread the education and the knowledge that we are gathering. So with that being said, for those of you watching, comment in the chat if you're also eBay sellers, because I may just have to just start going and talking about eBay, because that's what I'm currently doing.
It might be next week. We'll see. We'll see what happens next week. We need to talk about Nike real quick too, because Nike slammed down. So a lot of people woke up this week and could no longer sell Nike. And then somebody asked in our group, so we'll address it here, if you could sell Crocs, like how to get ungated for Crocs. Walmart is the love. Yeah.
Yeah, Walmart, I'm trying to get in there. Yeah, because I know a lot of us sellers don't just sell on Amazon. I have always sold Amazon, eBay, and Etsy, with Amazon being number one, right? eBay is where I started, but I kind of fell off of eBay because Amazon took over my life. But yeah, if I get into Walmart, I definitely want to start talking about Walmart too.
So hi Sherry. Hi everybody. I'm watching the chat. Reno, Heather, Millennial Mom, Armand. Thank you guys all for joining us. Macari is decent too. We'll see. I don't know. I don't do a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of
I have a Macari account. In fact, years ago, I bought I bought a pallet of Sperry shoes, and
of what shoes?
Sperry, the brand Sperry, they're like boat shoes, like penny loafer type of shoe. It's
Yeah,
a brand, Sperry. And so I got these shoes for like $9 a pair, and they go on Amazon 50 and up. And so I bought an entire pallet of them, and then I wasn't gated, and I swore I was ungated. And I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't get ungated in Amazon with these Sperry's. I'm like, what is a girl to do? I mean, I had a pallet of them. And so that's when I opened up my Macari and Poshmark account, and I blew through them. I probably sold more in Poshmark than Macari. I found with my Sperry and my eBay stuff at the time that Poshmark did better with brand new stuff for me than Mercari. And that's how I unloaded all of these Sperry shoes, and they were good money. I could have made more on Amazon with them, but hey, I was going to find a way to sell them. So people, I do want to comment while you're looking up what you're going to share, that in the comments that Millennium Mom says that she hates eBay, but she loves Walmart. Heather's an eBay seller. Reno does Walmart and eBay and says, go ahead and talk about it. Sherry says that she sells on eBay and a little bit on Walmart. Millennial Money Mom says Macari is decent too. Armand is referring back to, I believe, Meta, saying that a lot of people tagged him on Twitter. I mean, X, I'm sorry. And so I still want to call it Twitter on X when the last waves of deactivation came. And Kylene says that she likes Macari better than eBay. There's no seller fees with them. That's a great point, Kylene. And if you use cross-listing software, it's easy to take all those listings that you make on eBay and just push them to some of the other apps like Macari. So yeah, thanks guys for chiming in.
Yeah, I will have to revisit that. I've used Vendu in the past, but Tina and I mean, we may get on here once a week and chat, but there's a lot of chatter in between, and we've talked about listing software. Do we hire a VA to help with the sheer volume of listings that we need to get up and going? Our sales, the eBay now has both promotions and advertising, which I'm like, oh, I just...
Yeah,
everybody's in this
they see the money opportunity in that. They see the money opportunity that Amazon made on their advertising. So for those of you who cross post, I used to actually take my Amazon listings a long time ago, put them in to list perfectly and push them to eBay, Macari, and some of the others. I didn't make as many sales of my Amazon merch on eBay and those other platforms, hardly at all. But my thrifted items, yard sale items, estate sale items that I listed on eBay, when I pushed those on list perfectly to the other platforms, that stuff sold better. So for those of you who do list on eBay and Mercari, are you listing your Amazon returns? Are you thrifting, estate sale, finding things? Or is it your Amazon inventory that you're also selling on there? I'm really curious about that, because as I've been doing eBay all this week, I've been doing eBay like a crazy person. It's been all items that we are going around and getting at the Goodwill. So I've been doing thrifting items, but I would love to do brand new flips, like say get things at Home Depot or what have you and flip it on eBay. I'm curious, what are your flips? What do what type of used or new?
Mine is all Amazon stuff right now.
Yeah, I have started listing some of my Amazon inventory that I still had here. That was going to be my next, big shipment out. And so since it's still here, I've been slowly listing some of that on eBay, but really it's mostly just been my Goodwill treasures that we've been finding. I will say I've been having a lot of fun doing it. It hasn't been, I love treasure hunting. So, I mean, that's how I first got into this business, was going out there and finding the treasures in the thrift stores. I have always loved, to me, that's fun. And some things I have an eye for, other things I learn. So I do like that. But what got me more into Amazon than eBay, like a lot of us, is how I could go buy 50 or 100 of the same widget from Walmart and send them all into Amazon and sell them. Where eBay was always one off, this unique item I found at the thrift store, this unique item I found at the thrift store, because I'm not going to find 100 of that unique item at the same thrift store. So I like that. So Melinda says that she's doing well on eBay, and Reno says that he's buying, or I don't know if he is, but to buy pallets for eBay, and pallets of what? Like store returns, like Macy's pallet returns, clothing.
I can't do that. People destroy stuff that go into those pallets, and I know I've had some people on that are amazing, and they do well with that. That they get whatever toasters and coffee pots and look them over, and it's great. And there is a thing there. I just hate doing it. So
You do?
Heather says that she has used Flip, Vendoo, and List Perfectly. List Perfectly has added AI. So has eBay. So I went to go list, and they can do. You can tell Amazon to write your descriptions with AI. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, I had List Perfectly in the past. Now that I'm really getting a lot of listings on my eBay, I thought that in the next week or two I would get List Perfectly, especially once I have built up a good amount of listings and push them out to the other platforms with List Perfectly.
This I wanted to share about Nike. This is the post that I was talking about yesterday or something. So this poor person has 20,000 worth of inactive Nike inventory, because they were deactivated. Customer complained about authenticity. And let's see here. The message, they want store name, email address, copies of invoices, receipts, contracts, or delivery orders for suppliers, all within the last 365 days. And at 20K of inventory, how many invoices is that?
Yeah.
Sometimes I just ask for stuff that's not really applicable. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, and they are saying, okay, let's share that in the chat. That's sidebarring there. They're talking about, can you find the information after your page has been dog-eared? I'll say dog-eared, whatever. When they put the cute doggy on there, and they're saying just Google the ASIN. You had said that too earlier to me, right?
Yeah, I've Googled the ASIN and found the listing on like Amazon India, and my listings will show up in other countries where I can grab my photos, and then the bullet points, you just copy and paste them into Google Translate, and can get it that way. So Heather, I like this, that you primarily source eBay on online auctions and estate sales. I love estate sales. Most of the estate sales in my city start on Friday mornings. Like there was one this morning that started about an hour ago, but we do our shows like right when they start. So if I go, I have to go after this. I focus on vintage hard goods for eBay. I occasionally do garage sales or thrift stores, but don't usually have the time. And that was me too. I didn't have the time to do that because of Amazon. But without Amazon, I have the time now. I've tried looking at some online auctions that I have found. One is called HiBid. But for here in my city, there was nothing great. I suppose I could look at other cities, and I've been trying to look at Goodwill, because Goodwill auctions things online. I've actually tried bidding on things, and I get outbid immediately. And so I haven't really bought anything yet. I haven't pulled the trigger. I think I'm just kind of trying to play around with it. Where can I find my sweet spot for an online auction? So yeah, maybe you'll have to give me some tips.
I get frustrated, and it might just be the area that I live in, because I've been to other parts of the country and gone garage sailing, and it's a completely different experience. But up where I live, I tell you, people want like an arm and a leg for stuff, and I'll go and I'll see things, and I'm like, I can buy that cheaper at Burlington. You'll see like a baby blanket or whatnot, and it'll be in really good condition or whatnot, and they'll be like, $6, and I'm going, they're $5.99 on sale at Fred Meyer twice a year, and throughout the year they're $5.99, and I can get a baby blanket at Burlington, Ross, Marshalls for $5.99. Why am I? You're out here. It's not quite the cleanest place, and why are we charging so much? I did find, shoot, I think I sent it to you. Let me find it out. But a place that will buy my sneakers, used sneakers. It's a.
Oh, yeah, you sent me that link, and I quickly clicked it, but I was in the middle of something, and I thought, I got to go back to this.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to share that here, so hold on.
Yeah, because I thought, well, that looks
signed
good.
up. And this is like totally sidebar, but you get paid to recycle your sneakers. And I got 4 people that we go through sneakers all the time. Essentially, they will give you $2 if they're worn out, but not still okay, but worn out. $7 if they're like new, which I don't ever have like new sneakers. Now I've clicked on things. I didn't even click on this. Like, why is it now? I can't get it off. Shoot, now I'm over the screen. Okay, there we go. If I can computer this morning, I need more coffee. But I was like, well, $2 a sneaker. If I sent in, 5 pairs of sneakers, that's $10. It's a way to recycle too, though. So like right now, we just usually give them to Value Village.
Not be resellable on eBay.
I don't resell my sneakers on eBay because I kind of use them. I don't know. I don't feel they're good enough to. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that one, Tina. But I thought it was cool. Kind of like ThredUp, but you're getting the money as soon as they get the sneakers. Yeah. So you don't have to wait for a sale, etc. Which I think I have $15 in credit over at ThredUp. I got to go investigate that one day. Not a huge thing. What else are we doing, Tina?
I think that's it.
Yeah. Unless anybody has any specific questions, this would be the time to ask, because if not, we're going to get back to listing, and I got to get my LOA requests out today, and I got a date with my kiddos around lunch, and then I'm on dog watch. That's why I'm here and not at the office. My husband had to go into the office, so I'm watching the dog, which, as you can see, is a pretty easy job. Just I got to make sure she doesn't get any worse. Is that it? What are you doing today?
Well, it's Friday, so it's still Finance Friday regardless. And I will be doing my paperwork, bills, working on that stuff. And then I have a client that I am to be working in their account today. Ooh, speaking of clients and their accounts, one of my clients wanted his bullet points changed around just a bit. So I did that for him, and it did not update. So I opened up a case in Amazon for updating bullet points, and they are being very, very strict about that. And I thought, okay, this all goes along with these deactivations. Yeah. I forgot about that till just now when you asked me what I'm doing today. They wanted proof as to why I should change the bullet points. One reason is because one is duplicated. It's like the first bullet point and the third bullet point. So it's there twice. And so it's a matter of removing it because it doesn't need to be there twice. The other one, it's just changing the order. And, like I want the last one first. I want that first one. It's just rearranging the order that they're in and deleting the duplicate. They want photographic evidence supporting why these changes should be made. They want a link to the manufacturer or brand's website to verify that this is why this should be changed. I mean, what they are wanting was insane. I've never seen this with Amazon. So I had to let my client know that I don't think that this is a good time to try to force this change because of, the deactivations going on, and this could possibly trigger that. I don't know that it will. But unless you feel like we can show photographic evidence proof as to this change, then we may just want to leave it alone for now, because sales are happening, things are going along, and we may not want to mess with it.
Yeah, don't mess with anything that's wait till after Prime Day. Everybody's like, wait till after Prime Day to do anything.
Because sometimes that's true. Sometimes it's, after Q4, or, when there's big stuff going on, they make you wait.
Millennium Mom asks, what is the reason again for bundle deactivations? I'm going to go through a slew real quick here for you on all the things that we have heard that could possibly do it. And one is title, not structuring your title correctly. Second is bullet points, not doing the bullet points. Having another brand in your branded bundle, naming that brand, not naming that brand. Either way could get you flagged. Having a picture of that branded item in your thing and the algorithm picking up the picture on the package. Having a variation listing and adding a new variation to it to try and whatever. I mean, that's something that we've always done is if if you're selling red, blue, and they're selling well and you want to add a green variation, that could have flagged it too. So variation, parent-child, variation manipulation. They've called that review manipulation, variation manipulation, bunch of different things there. Not having, let me think. I already deleted the thing earlier, but anything with the branded bundle, if the items in the branded bundle don't have standalone listings on their own that have proved that they have sales, which is like every freaking bundle out there, that's been flagged. So the other one is like the highest dollar item in your bundle not being the actual name on the bundle. That's been one. So any of those, if you think any of your bundles, which let me tell you, there's not a bundle you'd really send me that doesn't hit one of these points.
Yeah, and I want to say, Millennial Money Mom, because I'm sure you didn't watch our previous videos and even just my standalone video where I explained why mine was, or my listings. So I had 3 listings that were flagged. Only one was an actual bundle. The other 2 were single item things that were not part of a bundle of any sort. But they were variations. But they were variations of, like Lucy said, the red, the green, and the blue one. But they were just a single item, not a bundle at all. And those were my listings that got flagged. Additionally, they were wholesale, private label, non-branded things. So it doesn't make sense.
Armand says that he's doing a 2-step drop shipping on eBay. Very cool. I buy from Amazon when I get an order and ship to yourself, then reship to eBay. If you are going with a software to do that, I would be interested if you would message me. I'd be interested in something like that. That sounds like a cool company. Thank you for sharing. I like that a little bit more than buying pallets of stuff. I'm trying to get rid of stuff. Like I've been watching, and I've been trying to this whole year, like minimizing crud in my house and getting organized and all of that stuff. So like buying pallets, I just feel like I'd have more stuff. I already have piles. I have a bag of stuff that's been for eBay sitting at my office for 6 months to a year. And I just don't get to it. And I know myself, so I don't want to.
Yeah, it's because you just don't like it. And that's the thing, is there's so many ways to resell that we all don't have to all like the same thing. So that part is great. Back when I did pallets of clothing, so the only thing I ever really did as pallets was clothing, and I loved it because I love clothes. So I would always find things in there for myself. Now I then tried a pallet of electronics, all these little electronic gadgets, and I thought I was going to shoot myself. Like I just, right? So, I guess it would be fair to say that I don't like pallets of all the things, but I definitely did not mind pallets of clothes because, like, oh, this is cute.
Yeah.
And this dress I'm wearing, I think, is so cute. I love all the funky patterns on it, and I bought it at the Goodwill while outsourcing. So this slipped into my cart for me.
For sure. She says she watches all your videos, but it's hard to keep up. It is. And we don't, I hate to be on here all the time and going, we don't know. We can tell you what's being said, but at the end of the day, nobody knows. And that's kind of, I guess, our message is the lawyers don't know, the Amazon executives don't know, the seller support, the account health people don't know. There's a whole lot that just don't know. And so we're all kind of scrambling around in the same pond here. Let's see here. What's your all thoughts on Seller Fulfilled Prime? I see it's available again for sellers, and there's a way to do a shipping template where you're not paying an arm and a leg to ship. I'm not sure on a...
I think Seller Fulfilled Prime, you have to do free shipping. I think I've never done Seller Fulfilled Prime. Whenever they've offered it to me, I've never wanted to, so I've never done it. So I may be mistaken, but I think you have to do free shipping for Prime because Amazon Prime is essentially free shipping. So if that is true, what you're going to have to do is raise the cost of your item to incorporate what it's going to cost you to ship it. Now, if I'm wrong and you can charge shipping on Seller Fulfilled Prime, you can definitely create your own shipping template. And the way I've always recommended people to set their prices so they don't get cheated on shipping is take where you live, go on to the post office's website for, like, you're going to generate a shipping label, go on Google. So for instance, if you lived in New York, the furthest place to ship for you would be California. So I might go onto Google and choose a location in California, copy and paste their address into the post office's website for a fictitious package, like a similar package of the type of item you might be selling as far as weight and dimensions, and get a few prices, knowing that Amazon's price to you is going to fall a little bit less in cost than the post office, and use that as your guideline to set your pricing in Amazon for your shipments. You'll make money on your packages going closer to you, but you won't be in the hole if they actually go to California. So I hope that makes sense.
I don't know of any. I mean, Amazon already offers a pretty decent on the shipping, so it's kind of coming down to the size and how you package your stuff, just fine tuning those skills on how to get things kind of in a cheaper rate field, either by putting them in, what do you call it, like a flat rate, or, changing the dimensions a little bit to try and get better packaging. VQ, I think, is what some of the others have suggested on for shipping stuff and saving a little bit of money, but it doesn't integrate with Inventory Lab, so I don't know enough about it. There was something else I was going to just say. Oh, yeah, I wanted to share this tip. Now, I don't know how, take this all with a grain of salt, because I'm still pondering over this one. I just learned this yesterday, and I'm like, not sure how I feel about this. But there's when you're doing Fulfilled by Merchant, you sometimes don't have the item. We've all run into this in Q4, like, oh, shoot, don't have the item, I can't ship it. And you're either scrambling to go find the item or figure out what's going on. Now, one way that kind of may work is to message the client or message the customer and say, sorry, something happened, and could you initiate a cancellation? That works sometimes. That's great. The other thing that I saw yesterday that I'm still pondering is what they said to do is you buy the cheapest shipping possible, just put in so that you're charged, $4, $4.50 or something. Just pay it. You're going to eat this cost. And then you cancel, or, you refund immediately. You go and you refund the customer and tell them that something happened, whatever, your dog ate it on the way to the thing, and refund them fully. So that way you don't get dinged for a late shipment and you've paid the $4.50. So Amazon has it that you paid shipping, but then you've also refunded the customer, so the customer can't complain because they've been refunded. So I'm like, if you were in a bind and you're like, I can't take another ding on my account, I could see this as being a little nugget of information to try. I don't know. Have you thought about that one, Tina?
No, I hadn't thought about it. Because for me, the couple of times that I've not had the item to send, I generally have just written to them. I've messaged the customer and I've told them, I'm sorry, I, miscalculated what I thought I had in stock. I don't have this to send to you, give them my apologies. And I asked them, can you kindly cancel this order so I can, so you can be given a full refund and I'll accept your order cancellation. This works 9 times out of 10. So the customers end up canceling it. I accept their cancellation. Then it's customer cancellation, not me canceling it. Then if I've scrambled and I can't find it anywhere to go into Walmart and get it or whatever it was, then I just go ahead and cancel the order and take that ding, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always done like that too, but I was like, I know there's been some times where I've been, on the cusp, or I don't want to take the ding, or it's bad, and I would rather take the $4.50.
But I do know people that buy the shipping label and cancel it, and that I do know of that tactic, and I do know that people do that. I just haven't chose to do that.
Yeah, it's all these little tidbits we learn along the way. Heather says she's tried to love VQ, but it's very glitchy when printing shipping labels. That's not good. I don't like glitchy.
Yeah.
I still use Sendle as my third party. I'll use Sendle or Pirate Ship if I need to kind of go outside the box. But I was doing that for eBay the other day. I had some eBay orders, and it was the same price to ship on eBay as it was through Sendle. So I was like, well, I'll just stay within eBay. That way it's all together, and I don't have to copy and paste and do extra work. All right, well, I got to get moving and grooving. I don't know. I feel like I'm buried in things to do, and that's kind of, I don't know, discouraged. I'm trying to find some happy thoughts today, but it's a discouraging day. I got too much work. You got finances to do.
Always Finance Friday. All right, you guys. Well, we'll see you here next week, and sending you all good, positive energy. And thank you for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you all.
Yes. All right. Positive thoughts.